Today we have Sanskriti Arya Arora, who is an expert in digital marketing, and she has rich experience in the said field. She has completed her bachelor's in computer science and engineering, and is also a budding entrepreneur, I would say, because she's assisting her father in her family business. Over to you, Sanskriti.
Hi everyone. As Akriti introduced me, I'm Sanskriti Arya Arora, and I'm a computer science engineer and would be joining a PGDM B school yearly soon. Before that, I have been interested in the digital marketing realm for some time now and have gained some substantial knowledge, which I would like to share with you all today. As you must have received emails, we'll be writing a blog today, which is SEO optimized. I will share my screen and let's start. Okay, so let's start first with what is digital marketing at large. I think all the digital marketing interns are in contact with the industry and must know what it is all about. For the IT and HR interns, digital marketing is how you engage with your audience over any social media platform or any search engine, and how you place your product in front of your audience through any online platform. That is the basic definition of digital marketing. Now, digital marketing is divided into three sectors. Which I usually describe it in three sectors. The very first one is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is not only limited to Google. Everyone has this kind of myth that search engine optimization is only limited to your Google. No, it is. It also considers every single other web browser there is. Any page, be it your Amazon, be it your YouTube, any page which has a search bar in it uses search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is not limited to only your search engines, but it also acquires every other social media platform as well, such as YouTube, such as your blogging websites, Medium, etc. The second vertical in digital marketing is your social media marketing. Now I think everyone has an Instagram account here, everyone has a Facebook account here, and I hope everyone has a LinkedIn as well right now. Since I think everyone is in college, so LinkedIn is important for aspiring college students. Anyway, so the next vertical is your social media marketing. Social media marketing, why is social media marketing so popular? Because what does a business want? A business want an audience. A business want to funnel its product in front of an audience at the end of the day, to sell its product, to place its product, to create awareness, and to create awareness you require an audience. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, every place has a set of audience already. So why not make use of it, so that is the second vertical. But the only difference in social media marketing is, as your platform changes, your audience changes. For example, on Instagram you will find Gen Z's a lot. You will not find, I think you will not find your father on Instagram, at least not mine. On LinkedIn you will find college students, you will find corporate employees, you will find well, I've seen an IS officer there as well. So it is to generate leads and to create connections when we talk about your career. Facebook is something which has been used by millennials, which has been used by our elder siblings, and the time of their time, not ours mostly. But okay, Facebook, when you were, I think when you were teens, at that time you were using Facebook, not a lot anymore, I think. But Facebook has this great attribute of community, and I think we had discussed in with our digital marketing interns, and I would like to tell the IT and HR interns as well, that there are already some energy related communities on Facebook, which we will make use for our company. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now let's get to why SEO. Everyone's talk, you need to do an SEO, you need to write your content in such a manner, you need to produce your website in such a manner. But why do you need it? Is it really necessary? Is it really necessary to go up on Instagram and create a page? Is it really necessary to write your website content in a particular manner? I think yes. I think it's a very necessary. Let's start with the first point. Okay, so the very first is visibility, ranking, and recognition. Okay, now as it says down there, I would like to know from you all, would you if you search something on Google right now, would you take the pain to go to second page or third page or not? If you search online shopping, let me open chat. Okay, I can't write here, but okay, anyway. So if anyone wishes to answer, would you go to second or third page when you open your Google, when you open your Bing, when you open your Yahoo or not? Anyone? You can unmute yourself.
No, ma'am, we will not visit.
No, you
Probably
won't.
not.
Of course you won't. See, so this was a case study actually, and Advanced Web Ranking has actually posted that the top 2-3 searches are the ones which actually get a click-through rate of 30 to 35%. Anything below that, even on the first very page of your Google search, the 10th search that shows up, people don't actually click on it. It only gets 1.4% clicks throughout the session it's on. So the most important one is visibility, and especially when we talk about B2B business, where it is difficult to create an engaging audience community over Gen Z's platforms such as Instagram. It's very important to rank higher on Google web browsers such as Google platform. The next one that I'm going to talk about is long-term success. Now, have you seen a certain post on Instagram where it says in a week you can gain 1,000 followers, in a week you can gain 100 followers, and they have shown results? So it is all about algorithm. If the Instagram algorithm aids you, you can gain 100 follower in a week. If the Instagram algorithm doesn't aid you, you won't gain your 100 followers in a week. You just need to know what the algorithm is aiding at that point in time, in that range of time. As compared to SEO, you can do SEO today, and after some time when the keywords start to rank, you will see results. It's 100% sure, 100% guaranteed with SEO that you will see results, as compared to other platforms such as Instagram or LinkedIn. All those platforms depends on how engaging your content is and how much your audience actually engages with your content. Whereas when it comes to SEO, it will give you 100% result. The only thing that is required is patience, because it takes time to rank whatever keywords you are using, which I will talk in some time. What are keywords and what are backlinks? I think everyone would have heard such terms when it comes to SEO. I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, the next thing that I'll talk about is SEO can be made to work for you. SEO is something that can be customized for you. Okay, now when you go up on Instagram, when you go up on LinkedIn, can you choose the kind of audience you want to present your product, your website to? Yes or no? Can someone answer? Can you choose the type of audience that you want to place your product in front of? On Instagram or on Facebook or on LinkedIn, for example?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Well, that comes when you are paying them. Other than that, you cannot actually choose the audience. When you pay for advertisement, you can choose the geographical region, the people who are searching for certain kind of hashtags, certain kind of keywords, then you can do so. But when it comes to just organically increasing, you can't do that. But when it comes to SEO, you can from the very beginning use certain keywords so as to use it, so as to capture the audience you want to, the niche you want to work with. So it is very customizable organically as well, as compared to other platforms where if you want to customize the audience you want to engage with, you have to pay certain amount of money, you have to invest. Okay, the next thing is SEO can be outsourced to run hands-free. Yes, well, I think most of you people must have heard. I think you get rich nowadays only when your money makes money for you, only when your money is making money for you while you sleep. I think some people must have heard it over some kind of social media platform. Exactly like that, SEO also works for you 24/7. You don't have to put in time, put in more than 2 hours, 3 hours of work. After your research is done, after your analytics in hand with you, you can move forward without looking at it for days. And after it start to rank, you can see results without even engaging with it on a daily basis. So that is something where SEO comes in handy as compared to all other social media platforms. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how do you optimize a blog or any kind of content that goes up on your website, that will go up on any blogging website such as Medium, where you can use your SEO optimization to rank it higher. For example, when it comes to even when it comes to IT interns, I think you would like to publish your reports one day or the other on some platform. You would like to share your blogs on a platform like LinkedIn. I think IT interns would be interested in that. When it comes to digital media interns, I think some of you must have Instagram pages. So wouldn't you want your post to come very first when someone searches okay, a digital marketing page on Instagram? Wouldn't you want your page to show up at the very first number? Wouldn't when someone searches your website, when someone searches 10 steps or 10 steps to gain success, or 10 books to read in 2021, so why wouldn't you want your blog to show up at the very first rank of that Google search? So that is why we are going to learn today how to do SEO optimization for any kind of content that goes up on your website or your blog or your Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want to post it. Okay, so I have divided the entire process in certain 9 steps, and we're going to go through it one by one. I'm just going to brief it here. The very first one is keyword research. Now, what is keyword? Does anyone know what are keywords? The digital marketing interns, please don't answer. Any IT or HR intern or anyone else who would like to answer me, what are actually keywords? Would someone like to unmute?
Hello.
Yes, Kabir.
Keywords are special words that are used in a program, like as a function, and we cannot use them as a program name.
Okay, so that is a very technical definition of keywords. When it comes to your digital marketing realm, it is defined as any word that a client or the audience or a customer searches for, so as to buy that product, so as to reach that product, so as to reach that blog, that content on any web browser or any shopping app such as Amazon. For your information also, Amazon also has an SEO, if you don't know. And all of that, everything is backed up by your keyword research, be it any blogging site, be it Amazon, be it your website that you wish to develop. Everything is backed up by keywords. Okay, the next thing is okay, I'll get to this when I get to the next slide. Image SEO. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now the very first step is keyword research. As I said, keywords are very important. As it's written, keywords are very important as they are the link between what people are checking out and the content you're providing. As I said, you wish to, okay, for example, if I wish to buy something online, so I will write online shopping in India. If I create a website of online shopping and I don't use these words anywhere, online shopping in India, I don't use these words anywhere, will my website show up for that keyword? No, it won't. But my clients are searching that. My target audience is searching for online shopping in India and I don't have it anywhere on my website, it will not rank, it will not show up on the very first page in the first 3 or 4 searches, and therefore I will not be able to convert any customers. So it's very important to have a thorough keyword research for your brand, for your website, for whatever kind of blog you wish to put up. Now, how do you do this keyword research? There are various SEO tools. Well, out there is a sea of SEO tools that you can choose from. There are some which are free, there are some which are paid, they give you free trials and everything. The best one that I use is Ubersuggest, and the second one is SEMrush. I've also mentioned Google Search Console and BouncedBar. These are some very popular keyword research tools. They also have certain different attributes to them as well, and you can go through it. Okay, this is a snapshot of Ubersuggest. What you can do when you will be writing a keyword, when you will be writing a blog, first of all, you'll decide on your title. Okay, I'll write about digital marketing. Now, how would you know what keywords you wish to use in digital marketing blog? How what keywords are actually ranking in your web browser? So you will go up to any of these tools, for example, Ubersuggest. Here is the search bar, where you have to put in your keywords such as a digital marketing course or digital marketing blog or digital marketing, that's it, and you press search. When you press search, there will be you can say a kind of table will be formed with different kind of metrics. Now I will not get into the metrics right now, it is another technical, there are all various sorts of technical definitions, but for now, when you click search, there will be a list of keywords that you will find. It will also show what volume are they present. Now, what is volume? Volume is the amount of times that keyword has been used on any content on the web. So for example, okay, basic IQ question, if something is being used 100 times and something which is used 5 times, which is preferable to use for your content? Something which is used 100 times or 5 times? I think 100 times, because when something is used 100 times, that implies that the clients, the audience, the target audience is searching for that keyword specifically. The majority of people are searching for that keyword, the keyword which has been used 100 times, as compared to the one which has used only 5 times. So try to use keywords which are being used, which has a volume of over 100, so that your blog, your content can rank higher and higher in any kind of web browser that you will be looking for. Okay, let's move forward. The second thing is a file name or URL optimization. I think the IT interns must know that when you search anything on Google, there are these crawlers that go back in the background and search every content that is available and bring you back that is the most fitting according to what you searched for. I hope I am clear. When it searches, when it crawls back in your when the Google sends out crawlers in the background, it not only searches for the content that has been posted in the blog, it also looks at what the file name is. What for example, if I post a PDF, okay, and if the PDF name is 1234 digital marketing course that I did on this day, there are numbers, there are words, and if I write @ or something or special characters in it as well, I am sorry, special characters in there as well. So or if I write my file name as just digital marketing course, so the one which is very apt, the one which is much more fitting will be shown will be shown first, as compared to the one which has special characters, which has numbers, which is cluttered in a sense, in which you can't actually find the right definition of what kind of content is present in that file. Similarly, just like the file name, when it comes to PDF files, where, for example, you're writing a blog and you have this URL that is created for your blog. Now, if you can see the example on your screens, for example, see, it is written digitalhouse.com/how to learn digital marketing, or you can write digitalhouse.com digital marketing course, which is much more fitting. If someone searches for digital marketing course, which will show up first? Obviously, the digital marketing course one will show up first. The URL which is much more fitting according to the keywords will show up first. Here also your keyword research will help you. When you do the keyword research, for example, when I want to create a blog for digital marketing and I search my keywords, the one which ranks the highest, I will use that keyword in my URL as well, while saving my file as well. And when I upload that file onto my website or onto my blog or onto anywhere, that file name will also be crawled by Google, and then it will be ranked up higher. Okay, let's move forward. The third one, metadata. Okay, now I don't know how many of you know what the metadata is. When it comes to blog, first of all, I'll talk about how it looks in a blog. This is an example of a blog that I wrote some time ago. This is SEO 7-day challenge, updated guide 2021. Let's start with understanding all the SEO abbreviations before we jump into learning all there is to know about SEO. And then there is a quote by Neil Patel. I hope everyone knows who Neil Patel is. He's a digital marketing guru and has his own digital marketing agency and is also a partner in Ubersuggest. Anyway, okay, so what is metadata? Metadata comprises of three things. Okay, the very first thing is the title. As you can see, SEO 7-day challenge, updated guide 2021. Exactly. Now the title has, you can take a screenshot as you will be writing a blog at the end of the session. So the title usually should consist of 60 characters, which is preferred by your search engines. And I hope IT interns must know that there is H1 tag and then there is H2 to H6 tag that can be used for your heading. These are heading tags. If someone doesn't know, these are heading tags. So the very first one, H1 tag, can only be used once. It cannot be used again and again. When your search engine crawls, if there are duplicate H1 tags, if there is an H1 tag which is empty, it will show as an error when it comes to analyzing various, when we, as an SEO optimizer, as an SEO consultant, when we go through someone's website, we use a crawler to go through the entire website, go through the entire XML site map and figure out where are these H1 tags which are duplicated or which are empty, or there isn't anything as in H1 tag. So every website, every web page should have an H1 tag, first of all. Second of all, H1 tag should only be of 60 characters. As you can see, SEO 7-day challenge, updated guide 2021. Okay, and the next part is H2 to H6 tags can be used over and over again. Also, when it comes to your title, you should use keywords, and keywords should be the very first word. So for example, here the example that you can see of this SEO 7-day challenge, I wish to write about SEO 7-day challenge as in a guide. I wish everyone would have, I think everyone would have seen some kind of guides for dummy. There are numerous guides for dummies on the internet. So I wish to write a guide about SEO, the updated guide about SEO. So the very first word of my title will be the most important keyword, that is SEO. That is how we write the title of our meta tag. The second part is our description. Now, here the description is, let's start with understanding all the SEO abbreviations. In this also, my keyword research will help me. Okay, I could have instead of abbreviations, I could have used synonyms. I used abbreviations for the very pointer that it ranks better. Okay, I use easy steps keyword because I know it will rank better in a web browser. So I used organic traffic as a keyword in my description because I know it will rank better. So here also your content ranking depends on the keywords you're using. Description, whereas, has a limit of 155 characters. These are not rules that are set in stone. You can change them, you can play around with them. It is preferred that you use a description which is up to 155 characters. Okay, now let's come to the actual content of the blog. When we talk about blog, we usually talk about from 1,000 to 1,500 words. When any blog goes up on a website, we usually talk about 1,000 to 1,500 words, okay? Because they rank better. That is how people get to know. Now, what is keyword density that I have written in front of my blog? For example, I write a blog which is about 1,000 to 1,500 words. Now, for example, this is the blog that I'm talking about, SEO 7-day challenge. Now, how many times can I use the word SEO? SEO is actually the keyword that I'm talking about. When we talk about a keyword, how many times can I use one type of keyword in the entire blog? That is, the density should not cross 3%. This is the meaning of keyword density. How many times can you use a certain kind of keyword in your entire blog of 1,000 to 1,500 words? That density shouldn't cross 3%. So that is something you need to take care of. Okay, let's move to the next step, which is image SEO. Now, image SEO. Okay, when you write a blog, I think the digital marketing interns know we wrote some site content. I think a day before, even today, we were writing some site content. Now, you must have seen in many blogs, there is always an image. Okay, now that is not just any image that people put out in blogs. There are certain attributes, features of an image that helps it rank better. Okay, does Google have an image search console as well? It does. Now, your image also has its ranking. Okay, it is not only your content, it is not only your website ranking, it also ranks your images that are present on your website, in your blog, etc. So your image is also important when it comes to writing a blog. You cannot just download any image from Google and post it on your blog. It does not work like that when it comes to actually writing on your web. So how do we do this image search engine optimization? The very first one is, as I said, as you save your file or you create a URL, you try to use keywords in that URL name. You try to use keywords in the file name that you have saved in your computer. Likewise, you use keywords when you save that file in your PDF. For example, you used a image in your PDF. So wherever you save that file in your computer, wherever you save that image in your computer, you use a kind of keyword that defines that image properly. For example, as I talked about SEO, now if I post a picture of SEO components in that blog, I use a SEO component picture in that blog, then I will write a proper title. I will give it a proper title. For example, SEO components or digital marketing SEO components, something like that, so that it ranks better when Google crawlers go back to indexing my pages. The next point is alt text. Now, what is alt text? I think people who have created a website would know about it already, but let me explain it further. Alt text is basically description. For example, if you create a website through WordPress or you create a website through any other platform, there you have, when you post a picture on your website, when you post a picture on your homepage or any page for that matter, you will have to write some description about it in the place where you have created the website. under alt text tag, because if there is no alt text tag, then Google doesn't know that that is an image. Google won't index it as an image. To let Google know that this is an image and this is the description about the image, you have to use an alt text tag while creating a website and posting an image on it. The next point is you always have to compress your image below 100 KB. Okay, you can use various compressing tools that are present on the internet for free. Okay, the next thing is add link to a blog. I will show you a blog and I'll explain how this link thing works so that it is easier for you to understand. The next thing is, okay, now, as I said, you cannot use just any image from the internet, but you will use an image from the internet. You cannot go anywhere else. Google does rank those images better which are original. For example, I go up on Canva, I go up on Adobe and create an image by myself, an original image that will rank better always. But if you have to download an image from the internet, always download it from a website that already ranks higher. Okay, don't use images from a website which is on like 10th or 11th or 5th page of your search engine console. Use images which are on the very first page. Use images from the website which shows up on the very first page. And the preferred format is .jpeg. You don't use .gif, and .png is only for logos. So always convert your images to the preferred format. This is all about image SEO. So the next time you write a blog and you put in a picture, don't just download it from your Chrome browser and post it. Do some kind of feature attributes, add some attributes to it so that it helps your content rank better. Okay, now backlinks. I think everyone must have heard what backlinks are, and if you haven't, let me explain. As it's already written, links from one website to a page on another website, as the name suggests, backlinks. For example, if okay, so you just searched for some product on Nykaa. I went up on Nykaa and I search some kind of the latest 5 trends of creams and all. Now it shows me the 5 trending creams. It shows me the first 5 trending moisturizer that are up on Nykaa. Okay, every moisturizer's company is also linked to that page. For example, there is a blog of 5 trending moisturizer. Now the first moisturizer is, for example, from Clinique. Now right under where they have written, okay, Clinique moisturizer is the very first one that is trending right now, they usually mention the Clinique's website link as well. That is a backlink to the Clinique website. I hope everyone is able to get what I'm trying to say. Backlink is basically a link of your website on someone else's page that you can use, that people can click on and come back to your website. So that is the basic meaning of backlink, and as the name suggests, you can figure it out. Okay, now backlinks. Now when it comes, as I've said, as I've used this thing again and this statement again, website which rank higher, website which rank higher. What does it actually mean? How are websites some ranking higher, some ranking lower? How is that even happening? There are 2 things that makes it happen. The very first one is your keyword research. That will help you, that backs up your ranking. And okay, so yes, so I use the statement, how are websites, some are ranking higher and some are ranking lower. How do I decide some are ranking higher and some are ranking lower? There are 2 things that backs it up. First is the keyword research. The second are backlinks. Now what do? There are 2 metrics. Now I think we need to get into some technicalities. Please don't get bored. There are only 2 things. The first one is domain authority and the second one is page authority. Both of them basically, in layman terms, both they signify that you have a viable, substantial backlinks to your website, first of all. And second of all, the keywords that you have used in your website, they rank higher, and therefore your website is ranked better than any other website that is in your niche that your audience searched for. Okay, so this is how we decide that how one website is ranking better and one website is ranking lower. I'll repeat myself. It depends on 2 metrics. The first one is domain authority and page authority, and both of them are backed up by backlinks and keywords that are present in your website. Okay, so this backlink, as I said, I will explain in the last slide. I said that link thing I'll explain in an example that I'll show you on the Google Chrome itself. So that is where I'll explain my backlinks. Okay, that sums up the entire how you write your blog, and I'll move on to the live thing. These are some social media marketing tools that you can use. These are very the trending one, the popular ones. You can take a screenshot if you want. Otherwise, I'll just go through them. If you want to, yes. Okay. Now, as Akriti said, she had a roadblock when you write something. marketing. Now you always don't know what to write about. For example, I create this blogging site today, and now I am out of topics. I knew those 5 topics, but now I'm out of topics. Now what should I do? So you can go up through certain tools. For example, Google Trends. You can go up to Ubersuggest. You can go up to SEMrush and figure out which are the topics that are trending right now, and then you can write upon them, because the trending topics will all, of course, rank higher because they're going viral. The next one is trending hashtags. When it comes to social media platforms such as Instagram or LinkedIn, you tend to use hashtags. So how do you know which hashtag is better? How do you know which hashtag is not better? So for that also, you have a SEO tool which you can use, that is Hashtag Tracker or Brand24. You can go up to them and search for which hashtags are trending better, and you can use them in your Instagram post, your LinkedIn post, etc. Image editor, I think everyone knows Canva, everyone knows Adobe. I don't need to get into that. And I think anyone who wishes to make in the digital marketing realm, and just to keep up with the industry as a whole, you should follow some digital marketing gurus. These are some that I follow myself. There's Neil Patel from Ubersuggest. I think everyone knows his tool. There's Natasha, whose name is very, very popular when it comes to LinkedIn marketing. And there's Digital Anuj. You can see his page on Instagram, and you can follow him, and you can start your own venture by following one of these gurus. Okay, the next thing is, I'll stop sharing and I'll let you see one of my post, one of this SEO thing, so I can explain you how that backlink works, because that backlink thing is very important. Okay, I hope it's visible.
Yes,
as we are going, okay, so today the workshop said the blog writing one, so I will get to how to write a blog. Every blog writing website has its own features. Okay, so before you start with writing a blog on some blogging website, you should go through all of its features, because the one blog which uses all its features in the most efficient manner ranks better. Okay, this is a tip and trick you can know about how to write on blogging websites, and you can find free tutorials on YouTube or any other platform you wish to engage with. Now I was talking about backlinks with you, right? Okay, first of all, this is your image. For example, this is the image I was talking about. This is SEO component that I have given the title. Now title is exactly claiming what the image is about. Okay, you don't have to write, you don't have to use keywords that don't make sense. Just because they rank better, don't use them, because if it doesn't define what the image is actually about, it is of no use. Use exactly those words that claim what the image is about. Okay, and if I click on this image, you will be sent to the website I took the image from. Okay, so use okay, so use your images first of all from websites which rank better. Second of all, add a link to the website you have used that image from. This is how links work. Okay, give me a second. Okay, the last thing that I'll talk about is backlinks. So as you can see, there's this Neil Patel, which is highlighted, and there will be one more. This is business model, which is highlighted. Now when I click on them, you'll go to their website. Okay, so you need to create these backlinks in your content as well. For example, I use that Neil Patel specific quote so that I can tag him, so that I can create a backlink to his website, because his website ranks on number 1 when it comes to digital marketing. So I tried to use certain kind of backlinks which would aid my content, which is in congruency with my content, the thing that I'm talking about, and also ranks higher. Therefore it will aid my content to rank higher. I hope everyone understood what I was trying to imply. And I will end the presentation with last words. Okay, so as we had decided that there will be a content writing competition at the end of this session, and you can write a blog which should be a minimum of 450 words. As I said, that the blogs that rank better are up to 1500 words. So I think half of that would be sounds good to me. And it's easy to write 450 to 500 words as compared to 1000 words. And there are exciting goodies that you may earn, and the topic list is given here for all the for all the different vertical interns. If you want, you can copy them. I before I stop sharing, please copy your topics, and it should be submitted by 29th July, that is Tuesday, before 6 p.m. And you can mail it at information@hofers.com. Stop sharing then?
Yes.
Okay.
And thank you so much, Sanskriti, for such an insightful presentation.
My pleasure.
I'm sure it helped many to understand SEO and content writing better, and has also encouraged them to participate in the contest and write blogs.
I hope so.
All right. So guys, please note that you'll be shared a link to register yourself for the competition and share your blogs. The last day for the submission of blog, as Sanskriti said, is 29th June before 6 p.m. You have to submit your original writings at info@office.com. And it is an intra-team competition, guys. I request all the interns to participate in it. So please do that. And as I said earlier about that, anything could be a content, even story, article, poetry are no exception to it. So we also have Shubham Sharma from digital marketing team, who is pursuing MBA from OP Jindal. He's a writer, poet, and composer, not by profession, but by passion. He has prepared one very interesting post for this session, which is actually open for interpretation. I request Shubh to present the post and explain it to our audience. Shubh, over to you.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, can you please share the screen for me? Thank you. So this poster is what I made for the content writing session we are having right now. And this poster is actually open for interpretations because everyone who look at it will have a different interpretation from this poster, is what I believe. But irrespective, and in this poster, you can see that the person, the actor in this poster, is having multiple thoughts about multiple things of his life in his mind. But at the back of his mind, he's having the content writing session at hofers.com. Irrespective of the content writing session we have right now, and irrespective of whatever field you are in, you can find this post relatable, because every one of us have multiple things in our mind. Like, you must be thinking about the job you're doing currently, the internship you're doing currently. You must be thinking about your dream job. You must be thinking about your house, your family, everything. But at the back of your mind, there's always something which is going on, which can be converted into content. Like, you must be reviewing a movie you just watched at the back of your mind. Like, you must be thinking that, was it good or was it bad? You must be thinking that, how are you going to write the blog which our session leaders just asked you to submit on 29th July. So whatever's going on in your mind right now, can at the back of your mind right now, can be converted into content. And that's what I try to portray through this poster. For example, for the IT team, ma'am asked to display about the internship program you're currently having with the Hofers company. So at the back of your mind, you do have knowledge about what all you did in the internship with Hofers. So you can actually write it down in the blog and present it as a content. So the importance of content writing, the importance of generating content is something I would like to talk about. Like content writing is something which gives you the freedom of expressing your thoughts. Like you can just write whatever you feel, or it also gives you the freedom of expressing how good you are in research, how good you are in analyzing things, or judging things in a creative or uh, and presentable way. So it can be anything. It can be blogs, it can be articles, poems, shairis, stories, thoughts, or just simple sentences which you write can be considered as content. And if that thing is original and creative, it will have the potential to do wonders. Like in the point of in a business point of view, content is a very attractive and a very easy path for attracting more and more customers towards your business, to make you more visible in the market, as if you are able to provide an attractive or unique content in the name of a business. Then the audience, which are the potential customers, will be more likely to choose you over every other competitor of yours who are not able to, or who are not willing to provide the same. So that's the importance of content writing. I would also like to show you some shairis I wrote in order to show how I go ahead with content writing. Ma'am, can you please ma'am?
Sure.
Yeah. So this is one of the shairis which I wrote. I have an Instagram page where I post the shairis and short stories which I write. The page is the name of that page is Khayalon Mein. And one of the shairis which I wrote there was, the flowing blood from the wounds on my feelings is trapped here in this thick human leather. While I still dream about walking outside the gate where you're waiting for me so that we can go ahead together. So these are the feelings I was having at one time of my life, and I just expressed those through this small shairi, and I posted it on my Instagram page, and that got likes, that got like people shared it, people liked that. And in a similar way, when you write something, when you express your thoughts over something and you present it as a content, it can bring you recognition, it can bring you uh, appraisal on that very content, if that is creative, if that is original. So that's how you should go ahead with content writing. And also the other another shairi I wrote, this one is in Hindi. I guess everyone is okay with Hindi. uh, this one goes like, तान कर बंदूक चला दो गोली के कश्मकश खत्म होगी, तान कर बंदूक चला दो गोली के कश्मकश खत्म होगी, रास्ता रास्ता एक यही है आखिरी, रास्ता एक यही है आखिरी की जिंदगी तो कल भी बेरहम हो. So all these shairis, all these things I write are creative, are original, and that's why I do receive recognition, I do receive appraisal on that. And if you'll go ahead with the same originality, with the same expression of your thoughts, then I guess your content will also get that recognition which you are seeking. Thank you.
So thank you, Shubh. And I could see Shubh Vashish's comment. Wow, he was enjoying quite a lot, I see. That is really nice. And thank you, Shubh. It was so good to see such creativity. I'm sure you are all creative and have so many other talents. And we'll get back to you in a while. There's just one request from everyone to turn on the camera and pose for a photo, because there's this next session which is really good. So before we move on, let's just turn on the camera. And someone has joined us today who is not from Hogwarts, but is one such person who has so much creativity that he writes blogs, poetry, composes songs, sings, he plays guitar and flute. On top of it, He's aiming to be a chartered accountant, and I'm pretty confident that he will be very soon. So, as I understand that whether you are promoting your company or honing your own skill, any form of content, whether textual or poster, videos or audio, will surely help you enhance it further. Having said all that, I request Ekansh Tripathi to present us some of his writing, or maybe a song will also do. So, Ekansh, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ikansh Tripathi, and as ma'am said, I'm pursuing chartered accountancy course, and right now I'm going to show my content writing, as in what Shubh said, because before that I was very tensed if people will be comfortable in Hindi or not. Then after Shubh showed his shairi, then I'm okay, like okay, now people are good for Hindi. So this is my song which I wrote and composed on guitar, which is Raat Baat. So everyone adjust their output volume, because I'll be playing guitar and something trun, then just I'm going to start. रात है बात रात है बात है खामोशियों का साथ है नींद भरी रातों में करवटों का साथ है यही तो बात है ना यहीं तक साथ है मेरा यही तो बात है ना यहीं तक साथ क्या हो गया देखो संभलते संभलते दौड़ूंगा मैं जैसे भागा हूँ झगड़ के देखो भागा 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 फिर से जागा 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 भागा 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 फिर से जागा 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 खुले पिंजरे में बंद सा गया हूँ बंद कमरों में आजाद हुआ हूँ पंख खुले ना फिर से उड़े ना पंख खुले ना फिर से उड़े ना क्यों रात है बात है खामोशियों का नींद भरी रातों में करवटों का साथ है यही तो बात है ना यहीं तक साथ है मेरा यही तो बात है ना यहीं तक साथ है मेरा and that was my song and now as ma'am said about a song or a poem I'll be telling you how I write as in the session is about content writing so I'll be telling how I write as everyone travels in metro so when I used to travel in metro during my coaching days I used to write from then also. It's been like 1 year. And so I wrote something about metro, like metro have roof. Just notice the surroundings and notice the surrounding of metro. Let there very passengers, everyone having their baggage and load on their shoulders. Everyone has a roof. Everyone has the same. Everyone has the same metro coach or the same metro, but their stations are different. So all this, I compiled this into a poem, and it is like परिंदे दर बदर. तो अब जब मैं मेट्रो में था तो मैं सोचा कि ये लोग सब परिंदे हैं और मैं परिंदा हूँ. तो मैंने इसे ऐसे लिखा कि परिंदे दर बदर अब किसकी खोज में उड़ चले हैं, कंधों पर बोझ टांगे बस यूं ही आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. उड़े तो सब साथ हैं पर हर एक परिंदा अकेला है. आसमां तो सबका एक है पर मंजिलों ने झुंड बिखेरा है. परिंदे दर बदर अब किसकी खोज में उड़ चले हैं, दाने की खोज में या अपनी खोज में, अब तो ये बस उड़ गए हैं. नींद पूरी करने चला था, उनमें भी सपनों ने जगा दिया. सोता रहता तो सपना पूरा हो जाता और जग जाता तो सपने पूरे हो जाते. नींद के बोझ की वजह से आंखें भारी हो गई और सपनों के बोझ से ये कंधे. बंद आंखों के सपने बस थोड़ी देर याद रहते हैं, खुली आंखों से देखो तो उन्हीं में कैद हो जाते हैं. आखिर सपने ही तो हैं जो सच बताते हैं हमें क्या चाहिए और हम क्या पाना चाहते हैं. बस इतना सा ही है तो है जो ये हमें बताते हैं. नींद में भी गिरने का एहसास दिलाते हैं कि असल जिंदगी में भी हम गिरे तो हमें बस अपना सपना याद है. पर अब इन सपनों के लिए नींद भी जरूरी है और नींद के लिए बंद आंखें. थैंक यू.
Wow, my
And-
Ansh. That was really nice. Isn't it? You made our weekend eventful, Ekansh, and thank you so much. Thank you again.
I would like to sing a song, not the song, but a line which I wrote, which is an addition to a already famous masterpiece song. If you guys have heard that, that song is "तूने जो ना कहा मैं वो सुनता रहा." Have you heard that song? Yes. So I wrote a line which is an addition to that song. Like it's my own writing, but it just goes with the flow of that song. So I would like to sing that if you allow.
Stage is all yours, Joe.
तुझसे दूर जाते हुए लड़खड़ाए कदम मेरे, बिछड़ने लगा मुझसे मेरा जहां, दिल से तुझको हटाने को, याद तेरी मिटाने को, चुन बैठा मैं गलत रास्ता जिसमें थी बर्बादी लिखी, कुछ गलत आदतें भी हमें लग गई, फिर भी चाहने से तुझको रोक मैं ना सका, खामखा बेवजह ख्वाब बुनता रहा, तूने जो ना कहा मैं वो सुनता रहा, खामखा बेवजह ख्वाब बुनता रहा. Thank you.
Shikha, can I hear from you? Because when it's about coding, programming, being a business analyst, you top the list. What about something like creative? I'm sure you do that. You top that list as well.
Yeah, creativity means basically I have been into coding since very first year of my engineering, and I am like a person who likes to explore a variety of domains, maybe any. Like I'm willing to just go and learn through various things, and I'm into creativity. And even as ma'am right now told regarding SEO. So I came to know regarding a lot of things which I wasn't aware before this session. So, yep, this is my point of view.
That's nice. Um, anyone else would like to share anything?
I have some photography that I did like a year or two. So can I share that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a second. I'll just share my screen. Yeah, so just a reminder that I did this like 1 or 2 years ago. So I don't really do it anymore because college and stuff. But I used to do like photography a lot, and I even used to participate in competitions. So this is just some of my work that I just wanted to show. So my brother actually got me a DSLR camera, so I just used to experiment with it and just go outside and just click random pics of animals and stuff. So this is the time when I went to Hyderabad and I clicked the Charminar and a lot of sort of these type of monuments there. So it was a really nice experience there.
Wow, Shubh, that's really nice. You rightly said that why are all Shubhs so amazing? Because the other Shubh is into video editing and video making, and you are into photography. So I think Hoppers is done with videographer and photographer. We already have two now. So digital marketing team actually had an idea where they said that we can take interns feedback probably about their internship, and then we can write it, make a video or maybe some photo, and then put it on our website. So with the help of all our interns, I think we'll reach where we really see ourselves. Shikha said that, well, we have dancers as well at office, which is very true. To start with, I'm a graduate in Bharatnatyam, and there's Sanskriti who's doing her post-graduation in Kathak. So we should make some video together, maybe. All dancers. Yes.
If we were planned, so like I would have really taken the initiative, since like I'm looking forward to shoot videos, but then I'm stuck because of this lockdown. So yeah, this was something which I wanted to take as my profession, but then I got stuck into my college things and programming, and that's why I had to just leave it.
Guys, ping me on WhatsApp, all the dancers, please. We'll make something and let's connect it with Hoppers, because it's at the end Hoppers who's giving the opportunity, right? So let's plan out something. And it's not just work.
That would be great, ma'am. That would be really appreciated from my side, and I would be the first one to initiate.
Please do that. Yeah. Take that initiative. Do that.
Well, I'm the first one who's going to initiate right now.
I hope no one recognizes.
Yeah, I did, ma'am. That was really amazing. Your moves, like it was absolutely perfect, pointed.
I'm definitely looking forward for a Jugalbandi with you. Bharatnatyam and a Kathak Jugalbandi for sure.
Would love to. Shikha, what about you? What have you learned, or what are you interested in?
Like I'm into lyrical popping, and like I have experience in Bharatnatyam. I'm trained professionally for years, and then I have been into contests in Mumbai, and I visited like everywhere for Utsav Fest. But then after my college started, and after I came into programming, I got stuck into these and I left my practice.
I think Jugalbandi now is a must with hip hop, Kathak, and Bharatnatyam. We should.
Yeah, I just like to merge them, like lyrical and Bharatnatyam. I make a fusion of that.
Will surely do that. And with this, I'll wind up the session. I hope you all liked it, had fun.